Y'all already know what time it is. Live number 3. Let's get right into it. So, there's no real new news in today, September 22nd. They're still talking about Evergrande scandal and how it's one of the big debt crises. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to crash the market. And to be honest, I don't think most people do know. But we all just want to know how it's going to affect our portfolios. So I'll let Max explain it and tell us the worst case of scenario. So here we go. Rim low on my fitted. This play this.
The first major repercussion of an Evergrande default would be a credit crunch. You've probably seen this in the news, but let's break this down. A credit crunch is an economic condition where banks aren't able to give out new loans because nearly all of their money is already tied up with other borrowers, just like Evergrande.
What is
Okay. So how messed up is it that we let the banks borrow our money and now they've given the money out to a company like Evergrande, and now if we need money to borrow for maybe a home loan or a car, or God forbid you got a business like myself and you need a line of credit, they can't give it to you because they don't have the money. That's just simply crazy. Or even worse, some people want to start a business or buy their first home and the banks don't have the money, even though we lend them the money. That's how the banks work. We lend the banks money and we get a 0.001% interest. Then they lend it out to people for car loans for 3% to like 7% interest rates. And that's how they make their money in between. So let's move on to crypto because you got a sneak peek of my friend Pablo. The Bitcoin is at 43,000 right now. So I'm going to let Pablo go ahead and give you his take on what's going to happen with the market.
happening with Bitcoin coins? In the short term, Bitcoin can easily bounce from here into the mid 40s. But however, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I see us testing this line again, which is around 37, 37 and a half. Very hard to break because there are a lot of buy waters between 38, 37, 39. As I've been saying, in the short term, it's really up to the SP 500, the stock market, which is what Bitcoin's following. See here, this little green dot. Right now, the market in stocks is having a little bit of rebound. Yes, so for now, the markets have decided that the Chinese Evergrande situation isn't such a big problem. But let me remind you this, as I have been doing for the last couple of weeks. This is the SP 500. It broke that trend line. Once Humpty Dumpty breaks and falls off the wall, it's hard to put it back together.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I watch a ton of these crypto guys and a lot of the investors because, I like to watch people that I think might know a little bit more than I know. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think anybody can honestly predict what's going to happen in the future. I knew a guy who was saying that Bitcoin would crash into the 25,000 range. And I was saying I'd buy at 27 just to be safe and not miss it. And I'm not going to say any names, Pablo. But it never went to 27, let alone went to 25. It stopped at like 30 and went right back up. And now it's at 43. So, and another interesting thing is, you see these guys and they have their little fancy charts and everything. And the thing about when they start to draw their lines like Pablo did, and there's nothing against Pablo.